So hey y'all, and welcome back to Leesah's Cottage. You know how you go through your house in the morning and what I call wake it up by opening the blinds, making your bed, opening the blinds. Actually, I open blinds before making my bed. Getting your coffee and just getting things set up for the day for yourself and your family. I do the same thing with my outdoor spaces as well. And I went ahead and pulled the blinds here, hoping to keep the porch up here somewhat cool. And I'm going around and watering my flowers now, the ones that are in pots, cleaning beds out, raking the pine needles out. And I'll reuse those, and then I'll put that on the first layer. And then for the second layer, we have new bundles for me just to freshen them up. And I usually do that 2 or 3 times a year. And yesterday, I just went along the sidewalk here to pull the weeds either between the monkey grass or in the monkey grass. I've already watered the flowers up on Momma's deck. They've done really good this year. But some days, on those hottest days, like they feel like 110, oh guys, they were really struggling. I felt sorry for them. And sometimes I would kind of get aggravated and think, you know what? I'm just gonna give up because this is too much work to keep them alive and looking nice. But we kept pushing through, and I'm glad I did. And then I'll refluff this bed here and just lay some fresh needles on top. I've got to yet water these. It's an everyday thing if it's not twice a day on those hottest hot days. And then part of my setting up for the day out here, I'll go around and blow off all the patios of any dust and dirt from the day before of working out in the yard. I have tried for years to find something that would grow and do well in this pot here, and I think I found it this year. And then part of my daily routine out here is, of course, water them through and deadhead the flowers that need to be removed. I think I've only fertilized this one 2, maybe 3 times this year, and it's doing so well. Also went ahead and cut these back just a little bit after I had cut those back. And these are wild daylilies, and you can see the weeds growing up in there. But I'm none too happy to stick my hand in there and pull, because we know we have snakes here. Stain the picnic table here the same color as the deck. That's our 3rd picnic table. Our other 2, they decided to float off during a couple of our floods. So we're learning not to put the stuff past the fence there, or you'll lose it when it floods. Can you see my angles here? I can get in almost 7.5, 8 miles a day out here doing yard work because I have my Apple Watch on, and it registers. It shows me just exactly how many steps and how many miles I get in. Okay, off to water. Was yesterday's bloom, so I'll just come over and just pop it off and throw it in the fire pit. Some little cattle dog has learned to take paper towels and whatnot out of the fire pit and take off running with them because she thinks it's cute. What she really thinks is cute is me chasing after her to get it back, to retrieve it. When I water every morning like this, or late evening, I just water the ones that are in pots the majority of the time. This is doing really good too, and I usually just bring some water from out of the house in a cup and pour it in. I will empty Sophie's water bowl out into this pot here when it's time to freshen up her bowl, which is several times a day. Sometimes it just feels good to sit down and do nothing. Last night, late evening, once I was through doing yard work and what had to be done indoors and outdoors and some work, and I took some time to write in my book yesterday. Mine and Dad's love story continues. I came out here, I sat in this chair, Ken sat in that chair, and we both fell asleep. I wasn't in a deep sleep by no means, but I think he was, because he even asked me, did I snore? I was like, nope, you didn't snore. But I actually was sitting out here just watching the sky. And you know how you can see several different things in the clouds? I was seeing it all. And then I must have just closed my eyes and finally took just a little bit of a nap. And it felt good just to sit, be still, do nothing. I'm gonna go turn the water off. We're back here. That's our split unit AC that you hear going right now, in which we had that looked at this week, and Mama's unit is out over there. They're having to bring a brand new one out. It's supposed to be today and install it. Just a little piece of knowledge from Leesah's cottage. Snakes do like ferns. They like hanging out in them. I came out here one day to pick up this rug here and to blow under it, and my goodness, there was 2, 3, 4 baby snakes, but which they were pretty good size, ring snakes, all up under that rug. So now I just leave it hanging over the rail until I have to use it. But I definitely lift it with caution, great caution. One of the caregivers likes coming out over here and sitting with Mama on this side. I mean, they go out on the back deck, but they like to come over here too and sit. Time to wrap the hose pipe back up, and then I have to go do, we'll just call it doggy duty. Yeah, I gotta take care of that situation and get that cleaned up. That's just part of owning a doggy. And again, we're back to thinking she needs a puppy, and then I think double the daycare bill, double the vet bill, double the food, double this, double that. So when I got it, which that was a couple months, maybe a couple months back, I think I counted up to 8, maybe 9 hummingbirds out here the other day. They were just zooming everywhere. I'll sneak in here through Mama's door and show you her flowers. I just watered them. So they're, right now they're saying, thank you for that water, but I didn't deadhead anything. I just wanted to go ahead and get them watered. That's a whopping lot of flowers in one basket, right? And it's heavy. Might need to go a little bit lighter next year, as in weight. But these are sun-loving flowers. So if you're looking for a plant that you can put in full sun, this would be the route to go. I love coming up here and sitting on her deck. Ken got the woods mowed, cleaned up, and I think we've had another flood since the last time I posted anything. It came up, it was getting pretty close to the back of the fence there, and it brought in more gravel, which is good, but it really took a lot of the bank this time, which it does every time, but it really changed it this time, the bank to the river there. But I'll just come in here and sit down sometimes on the deck and just chill out and have a little chat with Mama. She loves to talk. She wishes that I had time to just sit with her all day long and talk. come in here and sneak my boots to go out on her patio that I used to give her a shower in. And the caregivers, when they help me out with the showers, the majority of the time they'll grab my boots because they didn't know to bring any. Okay, got the stuff that I need to get done in the inside. Empty her bowls, get them in the dishwasher, get the dishwasher turned on. I've already pulled some clothes out of the dryer. I'm going back outdoors. It's too beautiful to be in here. I can do this work inside on days that it is so hot you can't breathe outside or raining. So I'm out of here. Our produce man delivered a bunch of little cherry tomatoes yesterday, and they are so good. And our produce man is actually our neighbor. He gets them from the garden. I didn't think I was going to do anything with the garden this year, and I wished I'd just not, and then Ken did it. And it's so full of weeds. I told Ken I would not had time to get out there and keep the garden weeded like I do when I tend the garden all year long. Now I'm gonna blow this side off.
Wanna break away, let loose. I'm tired of waiting, gotta make that move. All the neon signs, now they shout to me and you to write our story. Wanna shape the new. Do you wanna come along with me? Come along with me. Do you wanna? And we ain't got nothing, gotta do something, get it right. Gonna keep on running, grab the fun and live it live. And tomorrow's far away.
I was able to cut these back, the daylilies. Still need to turn these needles over, but I want to get this stuff trimmed up first, get it cleaned out, and then turn the needles over, or fluff them up is basically what I do. And boy, was there one heck of a layer. And quite on guard, maybe high alert is what you would really call it, for anything moving under my feet so I could run. These are gonna have to be topped also. Lop the tops off. If you watch Andy Griffith, you probably have heard a little Opie talking about lopping the tops off the hedges, as well as take some of the front off, turn the needles over, fluff them up. The windows are now washed. Was able to get that done. Now take a towel to them and dry them off. And I might even just go ahead and grab the glass cleaner and put some glass cleaner on it as well and get them super clean. Just sit you all right inside the door here. You don't mind hanging out in this cool air-conditioned room, do you? I'm gonna walk around and get my outdoor porch broom and go ahead and sweep the water off where it's standing here in puddles. Get that swept off, and that way it will dry up quicker. I'm gonna take my pile there around to the burn pile, empty that out. You may have noticed I don't have screens on a lot of our windows here. I do that on purpose because I feel like it just gives a cleaner look to the house. I don't really care for the look of screens on the front of the house. Sometimes if you just put a fresh coat of paint on your front door and maybe clean up your lights and add some type of greenery and a new rug, you would be surprised how clean and how fresh that will help the front of your house to look. I call the hardware, the doorknobs, the locks, and even the kick plate, I call that door jewelry, door bling. It's the front of your house. You want it to look nice and clean and fresh and pretty with a little bit of blingage going to it. I do anyway. So there's my little tip if you're looking to freshen up your front porch. And also, if you don't use your screens, maybe you could see what the front of your house would look like if you removed one or two. Clean the windows up, draw them up, get them nice and sparkly, step back, take a look, and see what you think about it. And also, if you do have some type of chairs, rocking chair seats, you might want to make sure that they're nice and clean and very inviting. Clean those up, draw them up, and maybe put some kind of decorative pillow in it. And I am really wanting to get these rails painted. We're not sure if our indoor painter that's painted a few rooms for us, if he does the outdoor and stuff. Ken has still not contacted him, but if we can get a hold of somebody that can, I think that will help the front of the house give it a clean look as well. Sometimes you can just freshen up your front porch or a space or a place with just making sure it's as clean as it possibly can be. A little elbow grease goes a long way. Now, to get these chairs cleaned up, dried up, and put away, I'll give you a little peek at it once I get everything cleaned and put back together. Yippee! It's put back together. Chairs washed, well, rinsed, dried, and put back up on the porch. And finally broke out the pillows that I purchased many weeks back. Got them from Lowe's. Start pulling weeds. I watered it down. If you water the weeds down, they usually will just pull right up and makes it super easy. So if you have the opportunity or the chance to water your weeds down before you start to pull them, hopefully that will make it easier for you. It does me. And hopefully it will this time. I want to get a new rug for Mother's door here. This one's been through. It's been through a lot. It's time for a new rug. Maybe I'll get that done this weekend. Maybe, no guarantees. Nothing is a guarantee at Leesah's cottage anymore. One door and going out through another. And this is all the rock that the last flood brought in. That's a lot of creek gravel. And this drop off is way further than it used to be, right? Yep. It didn't used to be that far. And all this is from the last flood. Good night. I brought a bunch of gravel in. But the river's way down. That little fish. It's getting wider, as in width, and shallow. Definitely. This really is a river. The creek's over there. Goodness gracious. And all that's from the last flood, where the bank is just collapsing. What kind of feather? We'll go ask Google. So this has really been a very productive 2 days. And now I am closing up shop. And I'm hoping to have no sweaty work to have to be done tomorrow. I know I have to do some fertilizing. I'll probably do it tomorrow unless Ken was able to get the 3 or 4 boards sprayed today, and then just went ahead while he had the spray gun out, did the picnic table as well. Glad to have that done. Looks pretty good. I think it's gonna need a second coat though. That's just a wee bit too light, and I can see some areas that didn't get stained. So that will need another coat. Soapers, can you say hi to our friends? Soapy, can you say hi? Soapy, you're a good girl. Yes, you are. And I still have the water on. I have to go turn that off. I'll be back after these messages. I'll be right back. You be sweet, okay? Good girl. Good girl. You're a good girl. Oh, yes, you are. You're a pretty girl. You're such a pretty girl. Did get Mother's new air conditioner. They just went ahead and replaced it. The contractors that converted that space. Glad to get that done, and it's definitely cooling it off in there, which she likes it about 80 degrees, and I'm not exaggerating. Okay, I'm getting ready to wrap it up so I can get myself clean. I know when I work outside like this and in this kind of heat, I could care less if I eat, which that's a good thing for me. And then when I do eat during the day while I'm doing this work, it's like fresh watermelon and pineapple, and they taste so good. I was kidding around with Ken. I said, I think my mower is it needs aligned. I said, it's pulling to one side. And he said, it is? Oh. And I'm just looking at him like, aren't you going to say, what do you mean? He didn't. He thought I was serious. He said, well, maybe you had known something I didn't know. But I told him, I said, you know what? I think I need a John Deere mower. Some things I'm extremely rough on, and some things I've had for years where I have babied it. And my mower, I'm pretty rough on. Like I said, I do the minimum 6-7 miles, and sometimes 8 to 9 miles a day in mowing. I kid you not, or in some type of yard work. We're still not caught up by any means. I feel like I'm just now getting to a place that I would be working toward getting caught up, but definitely I'm not going to get ahead, not with the responsibilities that we have now. Look at this. She gets all the way up on the top of it. You are one silly puppy. You are one silly puppy. It's non-stop, just constantly non-stop. And if you're a caregiver, or if you've been a caregiver before, of the full-time job, it is from the moment you wake up to the moment that you're able to lay down, and then still you may have to get up in the middle of the night. Being a full-time caregiver is very exhausting. And I have to say, I'm falling right into that pattern that a lot of caregivers do. You put yourself last because you're constantly putting others first. I thought I was going to go into this and continuing to do things for myself. Well, it's nothing like what I thought it was going to be. It's nothing like I thought it was going to be. You can see him kicking up the dust in the woods. So he's mowing the woods again. We want to get out there and pick up sticks. That's what he was wanting to do. But he ended up doing other things. This is the time that I just like to sit down, sit back, and try to enjoy all that you've worked to do. And I told Ken, it's a good thing that neither one of us are afraid of hard work. There are generations that they wouldn't even know how to do some of the things that we do at our age too. But I'm the type, if I had to slow down and do nothing, I often say, or I say a lot, idle hands are the workshop of the devil. So I make sure my hands are constantly busy. Constantly busy. I'm just one of those people that have to be busy, busy, busy. I've walked through or taken Mom into the bathroom or do something with her, and she's like, can't you just sit down and relax? And instead of being all covered in sweat. And I'm like, nope, I can't stop. I gotta keep moving. You women and you gentlemen know, if you sit down and stop doing, then it will get behind. And then I do get a lot of anxiety, full-blown anxiety, when I get just totally overwhelmed by everything that I have to get done, that needs to be done. And that's why I do my best to try to stay on task, stay on top of it. But I just don't really see myself getting ahead like I used to do. I'm one of those people for appointments and whatnot. I'm one of those that arrives 10 to 15 minutes early. That's just always been my nature. and I'm always, it's my nature to try to stay ahead instead of on task. I would always like to be 1 or 2 steps ahead in all the things that I do, and that's another thing I've had to learn through this past year. Sometimes you just do what you got to do, and you do it when you can, and try not to sweat it, and definitely try not to become so overwhelmed that you go into a full-blown anxiety attack, because I know now when I get overwhelmed like that and I feel the anxiety kicking in, I will just, if it becomes too challenging, I throw my hands up and pull away and just walk away from it. And that's just so not me. Not me. Look at all that dust. The queen of the picnic table. She's like, where's the grub? Where's my victuals? Who do you think you are? Hey, Soapers. Who do you think you are? You're so stingy with your toys.
That's not doing that elbow a whole lot of good.
Right.
That's already hurt.
All our aches and pains. Are we baby whiners? So I thank you all for coming along and hanging out with me, doing some of the things that I've been able to get done this weekend and keeping me company. And I hope you all had an amazing weekend and an amazing week ahead of you. So this is where I'm going to say, until we meet again, you all take good care, and bye-bye.